This is a modifier, and this is a modifier set, which is a group of modifiers that you add to an item that allows you to customize, or modify, the item in the register. Modifiers and their respective modifier sets are very flexible, and there are many different ways to configure them based on the type of item you are adding them to. You can easily control how modifiers behave by adjusting the settings of your modifier set. For example, you can require a modifier selection, have an unlimited number of selections, or limit the selection to only one, and even make it so that the modifiers are splittable, for example, when splitting a pizza into halves. Lastly, by enabling conversational ordering, you can add the buttons Add, Extra, No, Light, and Side to the set, allowing the user the ability to modify the order in the same manner by which the customer typically speaks. For example, extra bacon, no tomato, resulting in faster, more accurate order entry. Note that if you're building a menu from scratch, it's a general best practice to create all the modifier sets first, and then proceed with creating your items. Let's log into the back office to create a modifier set. Click on Items from the left side navigation menu. Click on the Modifiers tab, and then the Add Modifier Set button. In the info box, give the modifier set a name. Add a display title if you want to have a custom title appear above the modifier set. Otherwise, the name will appear by default. Now, let's add the modifiers to this set. In this example, I'll add the types of options available for pizza crust. Start with the name, specify the order by which it appears in the set, and set a price if the modifier costs extra. With all of the modifiers added, you can then proceed with configuring the settings for the modifier set. I'll enable Required since we want to require that the user select the type of crust for the pizza. Since there can be only one type of crust, I'll leave the Select Multiple option disabled. I'll also leave Splittable disabled since it doesn't apply here, as well as conversational ordering, since there isn't a need to have the options Add, Extra, No, Light, or Side displayed when selecting the type of crust. I've applied this set to a sample item, cheese pizza, and this is what it looks like in the register. Just how we configured the settings, a selection is required in order to add it to the cart, and only one selection is allowed. Let's take a look at a few more example configurations. In the first example, I've added 3 modifier sets to the item turkey bacon sandwich. In the first set, breads, the settings match that of our first example. That is, I've set it to require a selection, and only one selection is allowed since the Select Multiple option is disabled. For the next set, I've disabled the required setting, so I don't have to make a selection. Alternatively, I've enabled the Select Multiple option, so I can select more than one modifier, if applicable. For the last set, sandwich toppings, I've enabled Select Multiple as well as conversational ordering, which allows me to further customize the item using the conversational ordering buttons. For example, extra bacon, no tomato. Let's take a look at one more example. For this item, Create Your Own Pizza, I've added the modifier set crust that we previously created. I've also added the modifier set toppings with the Select Multiple and Splittable options enabled. Using this configuration, I can select multiple modifiers for the first half, tap Split, and then select the modifiers for the second half. In the next video tutorial on how to create items, we'll show you how to add modifier sets to your items.